You're sitting in the dark. It's 2 a.m. You have work in 6 hours. Scary stuff, I know. And you're voluntarily walking down a hallway that you absolutely know, has something at the end of it. So what is wrong with you? Good news? Nothing. Your brain is just doing exactly what it was built to do. The bad news is, your brain was built by evolution, and evolution is kind of a troll. Here's the core trick. When something scary happens, your body floods with adrenaline and cortisol. Heart rate spikes, pupils dilate, muscles tense. This is the fight or flight response, and it has kept your ancestors alive for about 2 million years. The thing is, your body runs this exact same program whether the threat is a real tiger or a polygon man in the basement. Your amygdala, the little fear alarm in your brain, doesn't fully care that it's a game. It just goes, "Threat!" and slams the panic button. But there's the part that makes it addictive instead of just awful. Sitting somewhere behind this panic is that rational part of your brain quietly going, "Relax, dumbass. You're on a couch." So you get the full chemical rush of being in mortal danger with zero of the actual mortal danger. It's a roller coaster. You're strapped in, you're screaming, and the whole time, some part of you knows the bar is gonna come up and you'll be fine. They're in a safe little box is basically the whole appeal. Now the really sneaky part is not actually the fear you're addicted to, it's what comes right after. When the threat passes, the monster walks by, you slam the locker shut, you survive. Your body dumps a wave of dopamine and endorphins. Relief. That warm, holy shit, I made it feeling. So the loop looks like this. Tension, terror, release. Tension, terror, release. And your brain loves that pattern. It's the same up and down rhythm that makes people gamble. Bling, ka-ching, you got big money. Which brings us to the genuinely evil part. Why is the slow part of a horror game sometimes scarier than the monster? It's because of unpredictability. If a jump scare happens every 60 seconds on the dot, you'd get bored. You'd see it coming, your brain would file it under fine, whatever. But horror games don't do that. The scare might come in 5 seconds, it might come in 5 minutes, it might not even come at all, and that somehow makes it worse. This is called a variable reward schedule, and is the single most addictive pattern in all of psychology. It's the exact mechanism behind slot machines. The maybe is the hook. Your brain stays locked on, fully alert, scanning every shadow, because it cannot predict when the payoff is coming. Game designers know this. They are lovingly playing your nervous system like a fiddle. Okay, but why do you walk towards the scary thing? Every instinct is screaming, "Go back," and you go forward anyways. That's morbid curiosity, and it's not a flaw, it's a feature. Humans are wired to want to understand threats. To our ancestors, knowing exactly what the dangerous thing was and how it moved was genuinely useful survival info. So your brain hands out a little reward for investigating scary stuff. It treats fear like homework it actually wants to do. There's even research suggesting horror fans handled real-world stress, like certain global pandemics, a bit better than everyone else, because they'd basically been rehearsing how to sit with fear and not lose it. Turns out, screaming at video games is low-key emotional training. And then you beat it. You survive the night, you escape the house, you kill the thing has been hunting you for 3 hours. That's mastery. That feeling of facing something terrifying and winning, it's control over the uncontrollable. In a way, real life almost never lets you have. Your boss is scary, and you can't fight him. I know you want to. But the 7-foot nightmare in the game? You looked it dead in the eyes and clicked. That sense of "I did that" is hugely rewarding. So now your brain has stacked up like 4 different feel-good chemicals onto an activity that, on paper, is just being terrified on purpose. So no, you're not a weirdo for loving this stuff. You're a perfectly normal animal with a panic button. A curiosity problem maybe, and a brain that gives you candy every time you survive something that isn't real. Which is exactly why right now, even after all this, you already know you're gonna hit play again. Anyways, tack tua.